What's up, y'all? I'm Black Talon Sport. That's Bullet. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the aerodynamics of the Explorers. This is a subject that I don't really see too many people talking about, but it's always something that's on my mind, especially now that it's the off season and I took off my Yakima Fat Cat 6 rack. I really feel like the aerodynamics of the Explorer are pretty good, and I would like to improve on them. So, you know, I'm hoping that this video will get some attention of some of the companies that make aerial parts for other vehicles, and perhaps jump up on board with making something for the Explorer. All right, so stick around for the aerodynamics video. I'm going to cover all of the basic functions and features. This thing has a lot of aerodynamic features that I'm not too sure if any of you guys pay attention to it, but I'm going to highlight them today. All right, and y'all know it's cold when you see this hat comes on. When I put this hat on, it's because old man winter came around, and he definitely did. All right, now I want to remind you guys to please continue to like this video, like all of my videos. If you're watching my videos, subscribe. We've crossed over the 100, so I thank you for that. But we got to get to 1,000, y'all. It's my next goal, is to get to 1,000 subscribers. All right, so make sure you guys are liking the videos, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you guys. I'm considering, I have the idea of possibly getting into doing car reviews of maybe new vehicles, or, you know, other people's vehicles. But it's, you know, it's something I want to ask you guys if that's what you want to see on the channel. So let me know in the comments below if you would like to see me getting into perhaps reviewing either other people's cars or new cars that come out. All right, let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to see it, I'll definitely do it. If nobody, you know, makes any sort of suggestion towards that, then you most likely won't see it on the channel. But just an idea I wanted to throw out there, so let me know. Now, first up, we're going to talk about the coefficient of drag of the Explorer. Now, it is an SUV, so it's not going to have the coefficient drag of, say, like a Tesla, which is like 0.23, I believe. But the coefficient of drag of this Explorer is pretty good for an SUV. The range for an SUV is 0.35 to 0.45. And of course, the Explorer comes in on the lower end at 0.35 exactly. Now, I'm gonna get into, or at least show you why I believe that is, because this Explorer has some features that I really believe point towards good downforce and you know, a good coefficient of drag. And like I said, I think that's pretty good for what typical SUVs achieve. So if you want to know why I'm actually talking about this, or how did I even come about to making this video on this subject, which is the aerodynamics of the Explorer. As I previously mentioned, this is my off season. You know, I'm a fisherman. I usually have my my ski rack up top that I use to hold my fishing rods. Now, during my season, at high speeds, this car is very stable, especially in the turns. You know, it's just like planted, man. But when now in the off season, which typically the winters, when I take that rack off, it becomes unstable. Or, you know, there's sometimes I get a little squirrely at higher speeds, or in turns I have to take them slightly differently. And I equated that to me taking that rack off. Every single season, off season, when I take that rack off, I notice a definite change in high speed stability. But now what I also notice is I'm able to reach a higher mile per hour. A lot of these Explorers are limited to 120. You know, I'm tuned, so I took off the limiter. And I noted one day, I just happened to look down at the speedometer, and I was over that 120 mile an hour. Now, I've done nothing but take the rack off, and that's what I figured was the reason. My I guess I had less drag under the same power, same mod, so I was able to go faster. So I was like, well, let me do a video on that. So that's how I basically came to doing this video, and just overall show you the different features that the Explorers come with that aids in downforce and a good coefficient of drag. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys pay attention, but when your Explorer is dirty, right? When it's dirty, pay attention to where the dirt piles up. And I'm going to show you the areas where I've noticed that it's done that. But to me, that says a lot. I pay attention to those little minute details. Right? So in a little bit, I'm going to go and walk around the vehicle and just show you a couple of things that I believe aid in that very good, for an SUV, coefficient of drag. Well, first up, I think I'm going to talk about two things that I feel does not help the coefficient of drag. You're looking at two of them. First, never mind all the dirt, please. And of course, the classic aluminum corrosion of the Explorer hoods. It's happening in several places on mine. That's another story. But anyway, you're looking at it. These letters here, I mean, Bullet is dirty right now, but it's not as dirty as it gets. But when it's really dirty, each of these letters create a streak. Every single one of them. Now, the information that I found on the coefficient of drag was on the limited trim, not the sport trim. The sport trims come with these letters. So I would assume that these letters here, they hurt a little bit, because you can tell, because it catches a lot of air. If you've ever found your Explorer Sport dirty, very dirty, just look at the lines that these letters create. The second thing is this fake grill. If you look through there, there's nothing gets through there. No air, anything. Maybe that's a good thing, but I think that's a bad thing, because it's not allowing air to get into the engine bay and cool things off. Everybody knows these hoods, and when you're really stepping on it, a lot of heat builds up on the windshield and fogs it up. So those are the two things that I believe are hurting the coefficient of drag. Right? But now, one feature that I really feel helps a lot is this air duct here under that fog light. And if you follow it through, the air that goes in there comes right out. Right there. Can you see it? Right there. Comes out of there. All the air that's coming through this side, it comes out and goes into here. A lot of times what you'll see on some body kits, you'll see louvers here. That's to relieve pressure in the wheel well. And I mean, I would love it if a company made a fender replacement that just added louvers. I mean, I'm not sure how that would look, but I know it would be functional. And that's what I'm more interested in. It's functional, right? So, and another area that I wish someone made or I'd be interested in is canards that go like somewhere like up here and come out, which controls the air going around the tire into the brakes. But see, I have these spacers on and wider tires, so my tires stick out a little bit. See how much they stick out there? If I had like a canard or something, just to kind of bring it to the edge here, that will get the air coming around, going into the brakes to cool them off. As you see, I have those lovely covers that nobody likes too much. Well, and I can't say nobody, but most people don't like, because they do heat up the brakes. But I figured out inadvertently that if they're bent away from the calipers just slightly, then that still allows air to get in there. You know, I had a situation in front and the back that unfortunately they got bent a little bit. I just left it like that to allow them to cool. I have overheated my brakes once, warped them, replaced them. Since that was bent out a little bit, haven't had that problem then. It's been like maybe 50,000 miles. If you look, they're ever so slightly bent out. And I have spacers so I don't run into any sort of space issues. So I'm good with that. Another area, never mind the aluminum corrosion. It's disgusting. Ford will not replace mine. Shame on you, Ford, because this is horrible. It's under warranty, but they don't want to do it. Whatever. So as I was about to say, another area, if you notice, when the Explorer is dirty, it's really dirty, all right, the airflow travels from like right about here, swirls up here, comes around right over to the mirror. That's why that mirror has all the wonderful edges on it, redirecting the air. Then what happens after it comes from here, it does this kind of thing. It goes under, comes up, follows this line, right? And then it comes right on up to this area. If you look at that, that's like, it almost looks like a little bit of the beginning of a wing, right? The tail light. All right? But then what it does is it comes up to this part. This is a better look at it. See that edge right there? Look at your Explorer when it's dirty, how sharp the line is, the dirt line from here. You almost never get dirt along this side, but you will definitely get dirt from here over, right? And then this spoiler, I mean wing, I don't know what you want to call it, I really don't like it that much. I mean, it looks nice somewhat, but it just looks severely undersized, if you know what I mean. You know, it's flat, which is good, but I don't like it that much at all. What I would really like to see is something that's pretty much like a duckbill style of wing. You know, at least something that kicks up at least 15 to 45 degrees with like a flat center section, and on the edges a little bit more of a kick up, you know. Pretty much like what I've seen for the Roush Mustangs. Really like that. I actually really like what the Range Rovers come with. Theirs is pretty, it looks active, but I don't think it is. Range Rover Sports, if you ever look at one of those, check out their rear spoiler. Those things look pretty nice. But I know there is one company that makes a winglet type style, but I don't think it looks so attractive. You know, it kind of does come up and fills in this area here, which is good, but I'm not so impressed with it. Now, another very vital area is the crossbars. And I still have to go in and get that recall done when I find the time, now that they have a fix for it. But the crossbars is another area. But see, now these here are so low, like you barely notice that they are there. I found them on eBay. They're the OEM replacement style. That's what it says it is. And I know on a previous vehicle, when I put crossbars on there, I started to hear more noise when I opened the sunroof. I don't with this one. I hear absolutely nothing. So I'm just going to assume that you know, it's not really affecting too much. I would imagine it is, because it is raised just a little bit, like maybe an inch and change, no more than 2 inches from the roof line. You know, so I would imagine that it's not affecting too much. But my thing is, if I don't hear any noise, then I don't really think that it might be affecting too much. I mean, I'll show you. You can't even tell that it's there when you're looking at it from the side. Look, you can't even tell. Can you see it? Only if I go like this, you'll be able to see a little bit of it. If you look at it from the front, you barely see it. Barely see it. So right about now, we're going to take a look at the lip or the chin spoiler. Again, please don't mind the dirt. That's that PTU duct, which is necessarily needed. But what I would like to see is a different lip. I would love to have that in carbon fiber, and either have that section come up just a bit to meet the tire, or just something. But this is an area that needs attention, I think. Now, this is a very popular area that a lot of companies come up with diffusers for cars. I really don't see too many, nice looking diffusers for SUVs. But I definitely have an idea for, a diffuser design. Like, I would love to see a replacement. See that that tow hitch cover? I feel like that could be a very interesting way to create a diffuser for the Explorer. Let me show you what I mean here. You see how that just pops right off? But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like, if someone came out with like an extended type cover, one that just, it clips in fine here, right? But underneath here now, it just extends way down. Like, let's just put that back right there. It extends way down and comes from this side of the exhaust all the way over with fins. Like if it just extended, like either from here, either from like here or down here, and just came over and just kind of like sat over, not necessarily covering the sensor where you can use to open the tailgate, but just something that will create a little more control the air coming out from underneath. And also, that looks good. Just an idea, but would be a good area to be able to control some air and add some style, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, I am going to say, for the record, I definitely would not like to see any side skirts on this Explorer or any SUV on general. I hate to see SUVs with body kits and these big old clunky side skirts. I really just feel like, nice lip, maybe some canards. The mirrors, I don't think they need anything. They looks pretty good. Rear diffuser and rear lip, rear wing, or something that would just accentuate the styling of this beautiful Explorer. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, that's basically that. But I do want to address the hood. The hood of the Explorers need some ventilation, man. As I mentioned before in this video, at sometimes when you are really getting on it, all the heat that's generated by the turbos, I'm assuming it's the rear one, always seems to fog up the glass in this area. Always, like always. So I think that there needs to be something wherein, any of the air that's coming in the vents, that's the intercooler it is, but I would like to see a grill, a functional grill, that's allowing air to come in, but it would need to escape someplace. Something that has some nice style, like maybe a vent of some sort over there, but then put it over there as well, just to kind of be aesthetically good looking. And there needs to be a real grill where an upgraded intercooler can go. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to create an intercooler that fits behind this portion of the grill, because this is like dead space. There's nothing there that I don't think will be, a problem, but and this is fake, you know. Cut these out or make this an actual grill, put an intercooler behind that. The Explorers can have a nice intercooler. I mean, even that shark fin style antenna really helps with the antenna not creating too much drag or sound. The way how they designed that one, it's a pretty nice touch as well. So those are the areas that that I feel aid to that pretty decent coefficient of drag of 0.35 for an SUV. Now, this is going to be a plea to any of the companies that make aerodynamic parts, body kits, body kits for other vehicles. Consider making something in any one of those areas that I covered in this video for the Explorer. I can't guarantee, oh yes, it's gonna blow up, but it's a very strong possibility. If it's done right, it looks tasteful, it looks good, if it's of high quality, that there will be Explorer owners that will be interested. I wouldn't mind being a test mule. You want to do some testing, you design something, you want to test it out, hit me up. You can email me blacktalon35@gmail.com or hit me up on Instagram at blacktalonsport. Let's do it, man. Let's get it done. Well, that wraps up today's video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I come out with the next video. Please help me grow this channel. Also, in the description only, you won't see any regular Teespring display or link like in other people that are monetized. I am not monetized just yet. Help me get there by helping me get to at least 1,000 subscribers. But there will be a link in the description only to my Teespring listing. And also, if you would like, I do want to say I did drop the price dramatically on for the Teespring listing. So look through there. If there's something that you saw before, you felt it was too expensive, check the price again. All right, you might like the prices there. I know Teespring is a little on the expensive side. I'll try to help that out. Buy some merch, please. All right, if you would just like to support this channel without buying any merch, hey, there's a Patreon link in the description also. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed day and peace out.